Welcome to Český Krumlov.
Welcome to Český Krumlov. We have around 8 hours here. We left Prague. There's only one train per day from Prague to Český Krumlov and then one train back. I believe, well, the train there at least is from 9:30 a.m. and you'll get here at 11:45. So almost a 3-hour train ride, a little over 2 hours. But then the train back from Český to Prague, I think is at 2 or 4 p.m. and that just wasn't worth it for us. Obviously it would be free with our Euro pass, but it wasn't worth it because obviously if we're going on a 2.5 hour train ride to get here, we're not gonna just be here for like 4 hours and then leave. So we just opted into a bus that's gonna take us from Český back to Prague at 8 p.m. So we have a little over 8 hours here, walking from the main train station into the town right now, seeing some nice mountains. I don't know if they're mountains, maybe just like valleys, but it's really good to see some skyline and all this nature around us. Definitely making us happy and giving us a little teaser for what's to come in Austria, Switzerland, etc. But happy to just, always kind of happy just to get away from the big cities that we go to. They're really cool to visit, obviously to learn all the history and stuff, but we much more enjoy the small nature fairy tale places.
This place has winding cobblestone streets, colorful Renaissance buildings, and a castle that dominates the skyline. It's one of the best preserved historic towns in all of Europe, and despite its small size, it's packed with centuries of history, charm, and character.
Our first impressions of this town is that it almost feels like a storybook ski town tucked into the curves of the Vlada River, which snakes around it in a near perfect loop. The town's medieval layout has barely changed since the 13th century, and its pastel-colored houses feel straight out of a painting.
We are now almost at the Český Krumlov Castle, which is the crown jewel of this town. And something that is extremely interesting is that, well, first of all, it's the second largest castle complex in all of the Czech Republic, behind the Prague Castle, which is, of course, the biggest in the world. So a lot of competition there. But this castle is especially known for its Bear Moat. Yeah, you heard me correct, a bear moat. So instead of water, they filled their moat with bears that you can see right here. I thought that that was like a myth, or maybe that was in the medieval times and we'd never actually be able to see it, but there are 2 bears right in front of us. Sophia's getting a really good video of these bears right now. Take a look. But they look so cute and the farthest thing from intimidating. They're just eating carrots and apples, and I really just want to go down there, give them a hug, but they'll probably kill me. I don't know, they look so tired and full that we would probably be okay, but that is amazing that there are just bears right here. Look at this bear eat a carrot. Such a simple, cute video. Oh my gosh.
Look at it stuck between its like nails.
Yeah, the carrot is basically, they can't really grab it. I think the carrot's a little too small. Oh yeah, now the carrot is literally just stuck in between its nail. We just found out that historically the number of bears in Český Krumlov's castle moat has varied over the years. Records from 1707 indicate that 4 bears were kept here, and over the centuries the bear population fluctuated due to obviously factors like births, acquisitions, and periods when the moat was unoccupied. In recent times, the moat has typically housed anywhere between 2 to 4 bears. Currently, there's only 2, but there's supposed to be 3. You just don't know about the age, health, breeding. There's some factors, but yeah, I think this is all the bears that there would be. Pretty small moat, and it's only like a tiny bit of the castle, but still so cool.
So the tickets that I booked today were for the castle and also the castle tower, which you can go up to and get a really cool 360 view. So far, what I've really liked about the excursions in the Czech Republic is the group passes that we can do. So you can see multiple places, multiple buildings under one pass, which usually ends up being a lot cheaper overall instead of buying one individual ticket to one place. Yesterday when we went to Kunta Hora, we saw 3 different churches under one pass, and it was $6 per person for the student ticket, which ended up being $12 in total. What's really nice about that, again, is that we can go at any time, any day that we want, and the ticket is valid for up to 6 months. So if your plans change at all within the 6 months, you are able to go pretty much whenever and really structure your plans and what you want to see to what fits you and your lifestyle pretty much. So we've been liking that about the Czech Republic. It's so helpful because Jackson and I waste a lot of time sometimes, or we get lost in time. So it just really helps knowing that we can really fully look at all these places and not worry about, hey, we need to be at this place at this time, and really structure our days around that. So it just helps overall.
These painted walls are a signature feature of Renaissance architecture in the Czech Republic, especially in places like Český Krumlov and Prague. What looks like 3-dimensional stone blocks is actually an illusion created by a technique called sgraffito. Instead of carving real stone, artists layered different colors of plaster and scratched away sections to create depth, making the buildings look richer and more elaborate than they really were. During the Renaissance, noble families wanted their castles and townhouses to look grand and sophisticated, but full stone facades were expensive. These decorated tricks allowed them to achieve this impressive effect at a fraction of the cost. You'll see sgraffito designs all over the historic Czech towns, often featuring not just fact stonework, but intricate figures, coats of armor, and even whole stories painted on these walls. You can see the town of Český Krumlov behind me from this beautiful view from the castle. And one thing that I wanted to bring up is when I think of medieval houses, I think of this. And all these places that we've been to are kind of different from my expectations. It's much cooler. I expected that all the medieval townhouses would just be white and brown and maybe black. But they have really surprised me with all these elaborate colors and designs and paintings and scriptures. It's amazing to see how creative people were and the beautiful things that they were coming up with back in the day. It's so cool. This town is so well preserved, and the Czech Republic overall as a country has been our favorite so far.
What I also like about these historic medieval towns, especially like the ones in the Czech Republic, are the active chimneys. I'm usually not used to seeing active chimneys where I live, so it's really relaxing, and honestly, very peaceful seeing the chimneys and how clustered these houses are. We're usually used in the US to having people's own backyards, very large yards. So here, all the houses are crammed together. Everybody must know each other. Everybody must give each other cookies when they're cooking. Everybody must be so nice. Everybody knows each other. You're so close to your neighbors. Definitely one of the top places that I would be going to. And again, these houses are just right next to a castle. Like, it could not get any better than that. Welcome to the Castle Museum. To actually find the entrance of the museum and the castle tower, you want to look for that hut. So after looking at the bears, you want to make about like a 5-minute walk up. You'll see that hut. Then you will walk all the way along into this dark staircase. Inside that door is the museum. Inside this door is the museum. Then this door right over here is the entrance to the castle tower. My review of the museum is not that high. I honestly would give it like a 2 out of 10. We were only in there for 20 minutes. Really not that interesting. I mean, it is cool if you really like history and if you're living here and you want to actually understand the history, or it's raining, but overall, it's not really that worth your time and money, I would say. I mean, it still is pretty cheap, like $5 for the museum, $5 to go up, so not that bad. It is a lot of old history. There's like some film there, a lot of cool furniture, but overall, and paintings and scrolls and swords and guns and a lot of like military stuff, but overall not that worth it and didn't really take up much of our time, which is, I guess, good. Yeah, now we're on to the castle tower. The bears are right down there, and then you will walk along the bridge and very easily you will see that hut and go up that dark staircase and you will find everything that you basically need from food, museum, and the tower. I am now entering the castle tower dungeon, which is very cold and very creepy. It was used to torture people and also imprison them. And I'm assuming down there, bad stuff happened. I'm pretty sure I'm like looking at a skull right now.
We are bringing you the best angles. No one knows what's really down there. It's hard to see, but with the selfie stick, you can get some really good views that maybe you're not supposed to, but yeah, it was just a skeleton. Really, really low ceilings. Super, super tight. Walking up these steps. It's definitely a single file situation, so when people are coming up and down, you have to like veer off to a corner so people can walk up and down. So
some people get the hint, some people don't.
Don't be the group of people who try to push through a crowd. when it's already this tight. I'm not sure exactly, but I don't think there's anything actually to see in this, the actual castle. When we went in there, every single door was closed. It is a Saturday, so you would expect this to be the main day of, you know, tourists being here. I'm not sure if it's some type of holiday, but everything was closed. So I'm not really sure exactly what you would see inside that castle. There was a really nice garden and souvenir shop, I think, but yeah, if you come here, you walk to the castle kind of to get the good views of the city, kind of to see what it is inside, but you're not going to get into any rooms inside that castle. You just get into the museum and then this castle tower. This is Cloak Bridge. It's not just a crossing, it's a hidden masterpiece of medieval engineering excellence. Originally, there was just a simple wooden bridge here, but as the castle grew in importance, the need for a grander, more durable structure led to this massive, multi-arched stone bridge. What makes it even more fascinating is the upper levels actually contain hidden passageways, allowing nobility to move between their chambers and the castle's Baroque theater without even ever stepping outside.
Inspired by Italian Renaissance and Baroque architecture, the bridge wasn't just functional, it was a statement of power. And standing on it today, you will get some of the most breathtaking views in all of Český Krumlov, overlooking the Vlada River and the colorful town below. It's both an architectural feat and testament to centuries of history, making it one of the most unique castle bridges in Europe.
Both the upper levels and the area beneath the bridge have a hidden passageway, each serving a different purpose. The upper levels were enclosed corridors connecting different sections of the Český Krumlov Castle, allowing nobles, again, to move more privately between the theater, castle, and gardens without mingling with commoners or facing bad weather.
Meanwhile, beneath the bridge, a more concealed underground tunnel was believed to be served as an escape route in times of danger. These secretive designs highlight how castles weren't just about luxury, they were also built with security and strategy in mind. This orange buildup that you see coming outside of the entrance of this mine is most likely a sign of iron oxygenation, which happens when minerals in old mines react with water and oxygen. This can create acid runoff, often called acid mine drainage, which stains the rocks and water orange due to the iron deposits.
even the summer
months they use the Vlada River here that passes through Prague, but especially these drop-offs here that they can actually go down with rafts and canoes. That sounds so fun, just to be hanging out in this beautiful river and going down this water slide. This place is really small too, but it's way more like, yeah, super walkable here and like picturesque. But Kunta Hora was like kind of just really spread out in some weird areas, but still really cool. We got a beautiful video of the church. Also, yeah, what Sophia was just mentioning is that this place is super similar to Groningen, Netherlands, in that it's so quiet. I think there actually is some type of law where you have to get like a permit every day to drive. So you need to get a permit and then a permit, and then you can only drive around the city until a certain time period. It's either
until
4 p.m. So yeah.
Yo, you guys like the meal? You like the meal?
Come on, bro.
You joking?
You didn't even want to see the other plate. They cleaned the floor with the other plate. It was so clean. Come on.
So I got the chicken platter with a salad and I think a garlic sauce, and Jackson is fiending.
Oh my god.
He got a mixed
It smells like the best thing I've ever smelled in my life.
Potatoes.
Chicken, I think beef, maybe some type of pork.
Yeah, mashed potatoes.
This smells
you got,
insane.
and then you also got a potato pancake salad, garlic sauce. We're about to eat the best meal of our entire life. We got some wine going, candlelit dinner. Good little night.
It is a Saturday night and there is no one here. It's pretty weird.
But Český Krumlov, maybe an 8.7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Really, really nice place, walkable. It kind of seemed like a romantic getaway for couples and stuff.
Then I would just make a nice day trip out of it.
Yeah, so if you go to
days.
Český Krumlov, you should probably just, you know, stay in Prague and then just make the commitment and go over there. Just be aware that Prague, you know, they only have the one train there a day. So you probably need to take a bus there if you want to go earlier, or definitely a bus back.
Yeah.
So at least come back later. But Český Krumlov, 8.7 out of 10. Really nice place, super walkable.
That's my favorite place too.
Over Prague?
No, my favorite day trip.
Yeah, favorite day trip of Czech Republic. This area was called
Krema Satlava. It was very highly recommended there. It was 4.5 stars, 10,000 reviews saying you need to go here. They have the best food. And honestly, this might have been the best food that we've had here this entire trip. And I know that sounds pretty dramatic, but it really was.
No, it was
the best food that we've had. A really nice scene. It was quite bright in there compared to like what we would want, but
they give us a nice reserved seat too, though.
We're
so
right next to the where they would.
You have to reserve to be there because they only have, I believe, 48 seats in total. So you need to reserve your spot there.
Yeah, they turned down a lot of people who came to the restaurant. They turned a lot of people down and then they had to leave. Or there was even like a group of 10 people waiting outside for like 2 hours almost because they were waiting for a seat or something to open up or something.
And it was not that expensive. They gave us bread and water for free. And we also had 2 soups, which is an amazing, it was a cabbage and sausage soup, 10 out of 10.
And then a chicken meal and then a tasting meal.
Yeah.
So,
and those are really good. And he grilled, you can see him grill it. He's grilling this stuff all in front of you. The chicken was so juicy. Everything was really juicy and tasty. And at the end, we got a honey cake. And again, the price of this was under $50. So
yeah, 2 drinks, bread, appetizer, entree, and dessert.
So
insane vibes. One of probably the oldest like restaurant, pub, whatever in the whole city. You know, great value there.
Yeah, very, very tasty for sure.